access group, clear, configure, configure access list, unsure on service policy. Do we have policy? We don't have policy. Okay, so now let me logging enable, logging console 7. Okay, so now if I'm trying to do traceroute from this, so the traffic is coming on firewall now, but you can see traffic is going UDP based for 20.2, okay, on this port number, and from 10.1, okay, but inbound traffic is ICMP when traffic is coming from 20.2, and destination is this, so that traffic is denied. That traffic is, guys, denied. Okay, so we need to configure some policies, or you can say some configuration, so we can do traceroute. But before that, I want to explain the traffic flow, so you will get what we need to do for this traffic. Okay, what we need to configure. If you want, you can do that. Okay, but for security reasons, it never show you in hop count. So what we have to do? So normally the first thing, we need to match the traceroute port numbers, or just you can allow the ICMP packets, because we are not receiving ICMP packet from outside to inside, right? Because UDP packets are matched and there is everything. But you can do both things if you want, otherwise both are not required. Just create an ACL for outside interface and match the specific. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to match both things so we can see clearly. So just I'm going to create the object group, okay, as we created yesterday for services, and that is trace. Okay, just a minute, I need to stop the logs. Okay, and now we can define here services, service object. We can define the UDP port number as our destination port numbers, right? And we need to define the range, actually 33434 to 33464, right? So this is the range. Okay, so we define the object UDP destination range from this to 33464. okay, and the second thing, we defined that, and now we need to apply that on my inside interface just to check. Okay, otherwise this is not required. UDP packets are not required to be matched in object group and to do the inspection, but for our practice we are trying it. Okay, because UDP packets are inspected by default. Just you have to allow the traffic which is hitting on the outside interface, the ICMP packets. Okay, but let me do that. Access list, I need to create an access list. Okay, and we can give the access list name is rule 1. Okay, and we have to permit the traffic is we can't define the UDP, we need to define the object group, and object group name is trace, because we defined services inside it. Okay, and now we can define any. Okay, because there can be anyone from LAN. And now you need to apply this in the ingress interface. Wait a minute, define the name first. So we applied on the inside interface here. Okay, so this is for just UDP traffic. Now we are talking about the ICMP traffic. So we need to define object group for services. No, it's not services actually, guys. If you check here, we have separate for ICMP, for network, for protocol, for service. Okay, so we need to type for ICMP, that is ICMP, and here we can match the traffic ICMP object, and one first packet is time exceed, right, the TTL exceed, and second is ICMP unreachable. Okay, so we matched both packets. So the time exceed for the middle devices, and this is for the last device where we want to trace route. And now we have to create one more access list, that is for outside, that is rule 2 for me. Okay, and we need to define here permit anyone is coming from outside. Wait, I need to define the protocol type. Okay, any, and here we can define the group name. Okay, object group, and the name is ICMP. So now apply it. Name is rule 2, right? In interface outside, so we are applying on outside interface, direction remain in. Okay, so that's how we apply it. If you want to check, show history. So in history you can check, we created the object service for traceroute packets, UDP packets with their port number. Then we created the access list for the same and deployed on inside interface in direction. Okay, and similar we created for ICMP packets. Okay, time exceed and unreachable, and create ACL for the same and applied on outside interface, direction in, because the traffic is coming, right? Because if you remember, if traffic is coming on interface and ACL is here, so SLP will not check in that case, if you remember that. Okay, so that will override the SLP. Now if you want to trace route, guys, so let me check. Wait, maybe the trace route is done. So you can see the trace route is done. It's not showing the firewall because of security device, but if I do that, and we have enabled the logs here, so you can check. Come on, what's wrong now? Deny UDP. It's going to deny. Or maybe there is some DNS traffic, I don't know why, but it must allow the UDP connection. You can see that this is allowed. You can see this packet, right, with this port number, right, and ICMP connection is checked for the same, right? If you check, so the traffic is coming, right? So that's how we can do the trace route. I hope this is clear to everyone.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so that how you can yeah, you need to enable this feature during the production environment also. So you have to specify some policy on for this interface also, and that is enough. Only this is enough for outside interface, but make sure there should be no any attacks in your network because of this policy only. That is enough. If you avoid the upper one, no problem, but if you have some specific policy already here, so you need to permit that traffic in that case. If everything is allowed from LAN interface already, then you no need to allow this. Okay, but on outside interface you need to allow this, the ICMP packets. Okay, so I think we discussed only two small topics, but those are very important from interview and even from the production environment, right? When you are going to troubleshoot. So if you know the packet flow and you know what is ASP, then you can easily troubleshoot the things and you will get what is the reason, right, why the traffic is dropping. So you can simply check. Okay, see, ACL is dropping more and more traffic, but it's not showing which traffic is dropped. That is not possible to check here. But on latest firewall, the next generation firewall, you have graphical user interface and you will see the logs directly. So that is more easy for you. Okay. So I think that's enough for today. So in tomorrow class we are starting with net. Okay. So we will discuss about net first today. Okay. So we are almost now on the same pace where we finished the last few classes, because we finished with net classes if you remember, and then we start again the classes, right? So
Yes,
I
yes.
want you to everyone
Yeah.
join the next sessions. Those are very important for you. Okay, and you can tell me your doubts. You can put your doubts in the group as well. When I will be available for text, I will give you the answer, the reply. Okay, or even you can help each other in the group also, if you know. So that will be better for you also. Okay.